What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about this book I have just finished reading. It's called High Performance Habits by Brandon Burchard. It's my biggest book I have ever read, almost 400 pages. It's really crazy, complicated. So let's get to it. So first of all, who is Brandon Burchard? Brandon Burchard is this guy, who studies high performance habits and high performers. Basically, those are people not only who succeed in life, but who keep their success, maintain it. They're not only successful in business or in sport, but in all area in life. Those are high performances. So let's go through this book. So he says that. So first of all, he says that there are 6 habits, and they are split into 2 parts. One is personal habits and the other one are social habits. So let's start with the personal habits. There are 3 personal habits. They are seeking clarity, generating energy, and raising necessity. Then social habits are increasing productivity, developing influence, which is one of my favorite, demonstrating courage. And the section 3 is really interesting. I like that part, is actually sustaining the success you have. And then he says that there are some traps you should be aware of. The number 1 thing, and then he summarized all the book in the last part. And then why is it important for you to learn from not only successful people but high performers? Because difference between a successful people and high performers is that successful people only focus on one thing and everything else suffers, while the high performers are also good at other things. They have good social life, they have good love life, they have good religion, spirit, and everything else. So seeking clarity is divided also in three parts. It's envision the future for. So basically, like I said, to overcome procrastination, you have to be motivated. To get motivated, you have to be ambitious. To be ambitious, you have to have the vision. To have the vision, you have to imagine it. So this is basically the same thing. You have to envision the future. Then determine the feeling you're after. So when you're doing something, you ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's going to happen after I finish this? Am I going to get one step closer to my goal? And how I'm going to feel after completing this or achieving my goal? And defining what's meaningful for you. Maybe buying a ship or a yacht or a plane or island, or helping people, solving problems, motivating people, curing disease, going to moon, Mars. Define what's meaningful to you. And then he talks about all this together, and then he gives you prompts to do it. And some of those prompts are this book is like a next level. If you want to start reading a book, I wouldn't recommend you starting with this one. Just hard book to read, and I didn't understand most of it. It's just really next level, 2 levels ahead of where I am right now. So I'll probably have to come back to this book in few months, or maybe even next year or something like that, so I can better understand it. The second habit is generating energy. Again, 3 categories. One is release tension. So if you have tension in your back or in your head or in lower part of your back or something like that, make sure you release it so you can relax. Then set intention, why you're doing what you're doing. Again, focusing only on that one thing, using your energy, building it up. And then the second thing is joy. So one of the other books I read from Dale Carnegie says that doing mental activity mental work. It's not draining your energy, but you being bored is draining your energy. And for those people who enjoy doing what they're doing, they can be, spending all day doing what they love and not feel tired. So, do you remember, when you came home and you felt really, really tired and you just wanted to go to bed, you didn't want to eat, and then your friend called you or your girlfriend or boyfriend and asked you to go out with them, and you suddenly had all that energy and stayed till like midnight or 2 in the morning? That's the thing we're talking about. So bring joy into what you're working. And the third part is optimize for your health. So that means working out and diet and meditation. Because if you're healthy, you're just gonna have more energy than if you're not healthy. And then he again gives you, you know, performance props, how you're gonna do it. But you should try and figure out your own, or just buy this book and then find us out. Then the third one is raise necessity. Talks about who needs your A game. Usually there's at least one person, if not more, who are you doing this for, and that person is not you. So I may or may not said that, but every big decision I make is for my future son. It's not for me, it's for him. And so that's how I shape my big decision. The small decisions are for me, but the big ones are for him, and everything I do is for him. So that's why he needs my A game. He needs for me to make sure I make good decisions. If I drop out of college, that's a bad decision for him. Right now it may be a good decision for me because I don't want to study, but it would be a bad decision for him because I wouldn't be able to get good job. I wouldn't be able to provide for him. Then the second one is affirm the why. So basically it means remind yourself why you're doing this. And the third one is level up your squad. I have been saying this for past 12 months, 18 probably, probably 18 months. Just level up your squad. If you're not satisfied with where you in life right now, change who you hang out with. You probably heard a cliche saying you are, average of your 5 best friends. Well, if you're not satisfied, then make sure that 5 people you spend most time with are above you, so they're gonna, raise you up high. And then the section 2 talks about the social habits, increasing the productivity. Also 3 parts. It says increase the outputs that matter. Basically, what's good, work, learning, working out, increase those. And what's bad, eating unhealthy, watching movies, stuff like that, decrease those. Chart your 5 moves. So when I was talking about your life plan, this is something like that. Imagine your dream, let's say it's to buy a house. So how can you in 5 big steps get to buying a house? So probably step 1, finish college, get a degree. Step 2, get a job. Step 3, get a promotion. Step 4, start my own business, make a lot of money. Step 5, buy a house or something like that. Probably have to be better, but basically 5 steps to achieve your dream, and then you work on each of those steps. Then the third one is get insanely good at key skills. Get insanely good at key skills. So for me right now, talking to you to camera is my key skill right now. So I had to get insanely good. So I practice this. I ask for feedback. I look at YouTube, not just for fun, but actually observing what are other people saying, doing, how they're editing the video, how loud are they talking, how fast, how bright it is. Like I feel like, you know, most videos that have good a good amount, a lot of views, have a person who speaks faster than an average person, b a lot of light in the room, and c a good camera. So I have to upgrade my lighting, my camera, and my speed that I talk too, so I have to get good at those. The next one is developing influence. This one is really good. Like if nothing, just read this chapter, chapter 5. It starts on page 214, developing influence. Teach people how to think. That's what I'm doing, like teach people how to think, and that's how, like, become a mentor of somebody else, and then they gonna perceive you as somebody who has authority. The second one is challenge people to grow. Basically push them hard, give them, you know, demanding project. If you're playing basketball, don't let them win, you know, make sure you push them so they can level up and become better. And role model the way. So how can I set example for you? So if I tell you, you know, like make sure you work on your dream every single day, then I cannot, you know, just sit around and play Tetris if that's just not a good role model. So that's why I'm creating these videos every single day, so I can be a role model for you, so you can work on your dream every day. If that's for 10 minutes, then do it for 10 minutes, but make sure it's not 0 minutes. And then let me see, did I skip one of those? Yes, I did, I skipped one. So habit number 6 is demonstrate courage. Courage is the most important thing of them all, because if you're not courageous, if you don't believe in yourself, you will never actually try and do it, because you don't think you're going to win. So number 1 is honor the struggle. You know, there's a saying like embrace the suck, because life's going to suck, exams going to suck, relationships going to suck, weather's going to suck, your car is going to break, and that sucks. So, you know, expect it's going to suck, and there's nothing you can do about it. So just suck it up and do it. Like, and the more you get used to it, the less it's going to bother you. Second one is share the truth and ambitions. So like I said, like I'm sharing with you, then I haven't been sharing my ambitions as well. Like yes, I did share the one, like I want to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watching a 12-month period, but that's not like my main goal. So it's like my this year goal. So I should, you know, do that. So okay, let me do that right now. So what I would love to do in like a 5 years or maybe 10-year period is not become a motivational speaker. That's my 2-year plan. It's to become head of negotiation team, and that's what I'm going to, you know, say for now. Maybe later I'm gonna explain on that. And then the third one is find somebody to fight for. It's something like we mentioned, you know, earlier, like who are you doing this for? Who are you fighting for? You know, it's not for you, because like I'm satisfied with what I have right now. So like I'm not fighting for myself. Everything more than I have right now is for somebody else. It's like leaving a legacy. So yeah. Then let's go to chapter number 3. It's 3 things that kills your performance. The number 1 is when you get, you know, good enough, when you get to that position, you feel like you're the best. So beware that. Beware being a superior and looking from a top on the other people. step number 2, beware dissatisfaction. So basically there's two things you learn. One, so let's say you have a business and you're making 10 grand a month and you're not satisfied with that, but there are two ways to look at it. One is absolute value. So when you look at Nike or Adidas, they're making millions of dollars each month, and compared to your 10K, that's a lot. But the other one is, comparing to what you had last. Whoops, I just destroyed a flower. What you had last month or last year, and last year you had 1K or 0, you didn't even start your business. So compared to that, you grew a lot. So that's why you should be satisfied what you accomplished, And the third one is beware the neglect. So basically, again, once you become, successful, you will neglect some of the things. You'll become soft. You will do some things, carelessly. You will just rush through them, so you will check them off and you can focus on something else. Then, one bad apple can destroy the whole bunch of good apples. So make sure when you do something, you do it correctly or don't do it at all. And I think that's it. Let me just make sure. Yes. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. It wasn't, a nice read through. I think this just keep an eye on those things. And Google high performance habits. You can use a free high performance indicator test, and then you will get scored based on this, and you will know which one you should improve. But probably all of them, just like I did, have to do it myself. And I hope you like this video, and see you tomorrow.